ScraddleVision, All right. Welcome to another edition of ScraddleVision. My guest today is going to be Sean Barrett, a.k.a. SQUIDBRAIN. Much thanks again to the Chris Benedict and the Eggs' Family Band for our ScraddleVision theme song. Sean's going to be joining me from Berlin, Germany. So we're having a little bit of an earlier show than usual, but it's going to be a kind of a typical show. We're going to talk about his artwork, talk about his music, and this one we have a jam planned at the end, so it should be fun. This is actually my first show without training wheels on. Steve Lewandowski is not here today, so he couldn't make it because of the earlier time, but so if we have anything goes wrong, that's probably why. But anyway, I'll have Sean on in a minute. I also wanted to say I don't have a guest for next show, so if anybody would like to be a guest, let me know. And without further ado, let me bring on Sean. Hey,
Jay,
how's it going, Sean? How you doing?
how are you,
Let me
dude?
make sure your mic level's okay. It looks okay. All right.
I
So
feel
how's it going
okay.
in Germany?
Going darn good. Today is German Unity Day. So
Okay.
Germany, as we know it, is 30 years old, and there's just something in the air. Everyone feels great. Everyone's
30 years old? What do you
going
mean?
outside. October 3rd, 1990 is when East Germany and West Germany
Okay,
recombined.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
From what I've read. But yeah, everyone's going outside, spreading COVID and drinking beers.
You yourself were a little afraid yesterday. You had a little bit of a fever going
I wasn't.
on. You
Yeah,
feeling
I
better
wasn't
today, buddy?
I'm feeling great. Yeah, I'm really psychosomatic. So, if I stub my toe, I'm like, oh, it's cause COVID or something,
Yeah.
But I woke up this morning. I got some R&R. I feel great.
Okay. What's the weather
Ready
like
to
in
rock.
Berlin right now?
It was nice out. I went out in my t-shirt. It was like 69 degrees,
Okay.
perhaps. It was about 70 or 69 if there's a cool breeze.
Okay. Nice. And what time is it there?
Right now it's just past 9 p.m.
Just past 9 p.m.
Saturday night.
All right. So, Sean, I'd like to start by playing some of your music. We're going to play some stuff, and we'll come back and have a little toast. But first, I also wanted to. You're giving out free downloads of your music today, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me see
Anything
if I
for the
got those
ScraddleVision
codes.
audience,
All right. So if anybody wants to download SQUIDBRAIN for free, we've got, how many codes are there? Like 10?
I think 10, yeah.
So yeah, get your screen captures ready. Here we go. So right there, Sean is giving you free downloads of his music.
3, 2, 1. And they're all sold out. No, I'm just kidding. That's what it's like. It's like Ticketmaster,
Well, here's what we're going to do. Why don't you introduce the first track? This is the title track off of
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about it.
Sure. So this track is called Terror from the Crate, and it's named after the multi-ball mode on the Elvira pinball machine called Scared Stiff.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. Oh, that's awesome.
The more you know.
I love that game.
I don't think it really informed the music. I was just like, I had a working title and I was like, I need to name this, and I like this pinball machine because it's like down the street from my house. But no, this is a song I did. It's, how do I describe it? I don't know. It's tough to describe, like the genre or whatever. It's dance music. It's sort of like syncopated, and for me, it's special because it was the first track that I know of that I made that went onto the radio in London on the station called Rinse FM,
Oh, nice.
which is sort of like, yeah, they sort of break a lot of like grime and dubstep and like more forward leaning dance music. So yeah, last year they played my track on Rinse, which was really cool. But yeah, I guess that's a okay intro, right?
Sure. Yeah, I'll put it on. And also, we're going to be, in the background is going to be some of your 3D artwork, some of your 3D animations that you do. So I guess I'll just get this started and... Wow. Nice stuff, man.
Jay, what up, dude?
Yo, I enjoyed that. I'm sorry. I'm not even sure if I did screw it up. I am totally psyching myself out without Steve here, because normally we have like a whole feedback mechanism. If I freak out, he's like, hey, everything's okay, or yeah, the sound is terrible, and like, I don't know, we just don't have that today. So I'm sorry if I seem off my game. We did a lot of prep here, and I'm sorry if I screwed up your intro, but hopefully things are going to get
sweat,
better.
Man.
And
that's the fun part of the internet.
How I know things are going to get better? Because it's Scotchberg time.
All right.
I believe you bought scotch, but you're not having it because you are now trying to get well.
Sorry.
Oh, so can you hear anything I'm saying?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
It's just my internet connection is trash right now.
Okay.
So I might need to restart my router next time we go to a song or something like that.
Okay.
I'm on DSL here, bro. No joke.
All right. Well, so this show is apparently going to be wrought with gremlins. But anyway, cheers to you.
Well,
thanks for joining me, Sean.
Secret to perfection is imperfection, Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers, buddy. Yeah, I guess you're probably getting a lot of latency, but as long as you can hear me,
yeah,
I guess we're okay.
Internet connection's touch and go. I think it's fine right now.
All right.
But yeah, for a second there, I was using like the ping console command, and it was like half of a second. So I was like, uh-oh.
All right. Well, let's get into the interview.
Yeah, man. And if I dip out, then I'll be back in like 3 or 4 minutes after my router comes back up.
All right, cool. If that happens, I'll just jump to another song. All right?
Hell yeah.
And then I'll screw that song up. But anyway, so Sean, we're going to play some more music in a bit. We're also looking at some of your artwork in the back here. You want to tell me about what this is? And I mean, it's like a whole collection called Faded, right?
Yeah, sure. So this is like a generative art program that I wrote. I didn't really have like a statement I was trying to do with it or anything.
So
nothing
this was made with a program? This was like,
yes.
So you didn't put this art together. It's all just like kind of combined. You made it with a program, and then the program made the art.
There was assets that existed, and then I wrote a program that put it together. So I didn't like go, pixel by pixel and create it. Mm-hmm. What it is a program that takes a random, or not random search term, but I gave it like a set of search terms that it can like pick one at random, and it hits a search engine API, an image search engine API for very large black and white images, and it takes the results and overlaps 5 of them. And using CSS, I changed like the blend mode, like you would in Photoshop. You can do that with CSS as well. Mm-hmm. And so you get these sort of collages that are just artifacts of like large images you can get off of the internet from a very popular search engine. And some of them are like look really cool and weird, like that one is, but others just look like gibberish.
Literally, so does that mean that you could actually do like infinite number of things like this?
Yeah, absolutely. And the way I set the program up is it does a new search term every like 10 seconds and loads the result. So these are just screen caps of the ones that I thought were like half decent, but I think the cool part is like when you specify to an API, give me all your black and white images that are really big. It's not necessarily black and white or grayscale. Sometimes it might be really close to grayscale, and that's why sometimes you see like these shocks of color or like these weird tints coming through. And that's sort of that was like when I was doing it, I was like, oh, this is cool. This is surprising, and it's like, what happens if I tried
actually,
to do this word,
We didn't talk about this as we were preparing, and I actually had no clue that this was made like in that way. I was just like, oh wow, this is an interesting art project he's got going on here. So
yeah, it's like I wish I had a story where it was like the Big Lebowski, where I'm like swinging nude from the ceiling, splashing paint everywhere. But no, it's very PG, very PG.
I think this last one is one you did 3D though, right? That's not part of the faded. I think that I put in one of the, and there he goes cutting out. You froze for a minute. But that very last image that's in there, I think that's not part of the
Sorry,
faded.
dude. I can hear you.
Yep. Well, we're batting 1,000 today.
Yeah, correct. So that's a 3D. I taught myself 3D modeling, and that was just something I ended up making. Dude, if you can hear me, I'm going to restart.
You want to restart?
Yeah, because, dude, the internet keeps coming in and out, so it's dog shit. So it's better to get it out of the way earlier.
All right.
I'm gonna like unplug my router and plug it back in. And I'll be back in like 3 minutes.
All right, cool. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm going to play a track called "It's Fine" off of Terror
Hell
from
yeah,
the Crate.
dude.
All right, and why don't I do that while you come back, and hopefully we can continue on.
All right, dude. I will see you very soon.
We'll see you in a bit. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
Fucking hell, dude.
Yeah. Well, you know, sometimes that's the way it goes, Sean. But you're
Dude,
back on.
am I all choppy again?
No,
Yeah.
you're good. Hopefully
Sweet.
the worst is behind us.
I'm
All
into
right.
that. Yeah, sorry
I
about
thought
that.
my theremin was still there.
I literally have DSL internet, dude. When I moved here, they're like, "Do you want DSL or ADSL?" And I was like, "You're joking me, right? That's like that was hot shit in like the year 2000, I think, you know."
Well,
So
that
maybe
sucks.
someone in my apartment building's like streaming like high def anime foot fetish videos. I have no clue.
All right. Well, I mean, so we talked. We were last when you left. We were talking about your artwork.
Yeah.
I also just wanted to ask you, just like I really don't know much about, like, you know, kind of where you grew up and stuff like that. Like where did you grow up? Because I know you've lived lots of places in the world, but
Mm-hmm.
tell me about growing up.
Yeah, I was born in Springfield, PA. Well, technically the backseat of a taxi cab that was driving through Springfield, PA.
For real?
No, just regular Spring on land, baby. I was born on land. And then not too far from where you're broadcasting from, you know? And then it's in Delco. And then when I was in elementary school, my family moved to Westchester, PA, home of Horace Pippin, the African-American artist from the early 20th century. And then that's where I graduated high school. And then I've been based in or around Philly on and off since then.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I've made some excursions here and there. Like I was in Japan for a bit and for 2 years. And then now I've been in Berlin for like 3.5 now. So yeah, it's a round world, dude. So, but you know, if I like was completely, what do you call it? Just like financially, like screwed. Like, Philadelphia is still my home. You know, like that's where I would go back to. Like,
right. So yeah, I mean, I know you lived in Japan for a while. Was that during college or no?
That was right after I went to school. So I graduated.
Oh, okay.
Right in the middle of the 2008-2009 recession. So I'd studied like information science, like computers and stuff, and then I was like, not because of the recession, but I just like wasn't that hyped to just get like straight into like a career. So I went to Japan for 2 years, and when I was there, I taught English to like 5th and 6th graders, to elementary school kids, which was a lot of fun. It was super crazy, sort of a joke of a job, but it was fun.
And then so you were there for 2 years?
Yeah.
And then you moved back to Philly?
Yeah, in 2011, yeah.
And then I guess it was a couple of years after that I met you, because we worked together. Worked together at an e-commerce company, and we worked with a lot of like funny people, musicians, creative people. It was really a great time. Mary Claire is one of them. There she is. You with John Fetterman. Love that picture with John Fetterman, by the way.
Yeah, he's a dude for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, we, one of the people that, and there's Cooper, another friend.
Yeah, that was when we were in Canada together in Vancouver.
Cool. And so also, I've had on the show before Chris Bell, who we also worked with.
Friend of mine, yeah.
Great friend, great dude. So yeah, he was on ScraddleVision, and I know that you did some collaborative work with him. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, sure. So I don't know where to start with this. Chris is just one of those dudes that we worked with that was like super funny and like super dry. And then so I was like, glad to be around him. And then I think we got started talking about music. And also he lived like 2 blocks away from where I was living in South Philly at the time. So we were talking about music, and I was sort of, I think, just getting started, or like just trying to find my, what do you call it, sea legs with like how to make a piece of music, right? And then I was like, yo, you're putting out, he puts out like so much music, it's awesome. Like in like long play records
no,
too.
He makes so much music. He doesn't put out so much music.
Okay, well, he puts out a lot compared to me.
He's sitting on like 4 albums right now.
Yeah, I'd consider that a lot. And then like I was like, oh, you should let me remix one of your tracks. Just like send it to me. I'll do like, I don't know, whatever to it. And then yeah, I remember I had to start this remix over because I like went down the wrong path, and I was like, this sucks. And then the second time I did it, this was the result, and I think it's fun. It's definitely a different flavor than you would normally hear on Chris's records, and you'd normally hear on one of my pieces of music too. So it's a collab. It's its own new thing.
So this is How to Believe in Everything, a track by Chris Bell, but remixed by SQUIDBRAIN.
Correct.
All right. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play this. I'm going to play this now, and I'm also going to mix in some Chris Bell videos. I'm going to be mixing live, so who knows? But it's some of Chris's minimalist digital artwork that we saw on ScraddleVision. I believe it was episode 2. But yeah, I'm going to get to that right now.
Glocks in the air.
Cool track.
Thanks. It was fun listening back to that because I forgot I put a George Costanza sample in smack dab in the middle. It was like I can relate to that, or something like that. And then there's also a sample from the rapper Andre Nicotina, which is 0.2 double Glocks in the air, which
which is something Chris Bell would say.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was a lot of fun to make.
That was cool. What else did I want to talk about? So, not only do you make digital artwork, not only do you do programming, but you also make some traditional artwork, which I am a huge fan of.
Yeah, like bowls of fruit and shit.
No, I'm
Still
talking
lifes.
more about comics.
That is correct.
And although probably no one will ever watch this far in this show.
Well, I've
due
watched
to all
this.
the technical difficulties. No, I'm the content's great. I take responsibility for the show, But anyway, what I was going to say is I hope my cousin Tommy watches this because he would absolutely love your comics. It's like right up his alley, like sense of humor. But yeah. It's kind of hard to read them all here, but have you made more comics than this, or do I have all of them? Because I really love your comics.
I think you have the meat of them. Like I'm not necessarily like talented at drawing, so it is like a chore for me to like make one of these things. Like
you don't need to be. I mean, you're good enough.
Yeah.
Like the thing is that it's funny as hell. That's what a comic strip is.
Thank you. Yeah, this started out just like I'd be like doodling on like a bar napkin and like think of something funny. I'd be like, that would be so funny to like actually like draw it like half good and then
I just noticed
put it
the
online,
clock said 4:02. I just noticed. See, I didn't even get that joke. I seen that like 5 times and I didn't even get the joke all the way.
Yeah, 4:02 instead of 4:20.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, this is just a way for me to, I don't know, get like it's really just a vehicle for like a cheesy joke, more or less, or like ridiculous scenario that I've thought of, and I'm like,
right.
There's
like
no other way.
On the couch, and the therapist writes down likes asparagus.
Yeah, it's really highbrow stuff.
Yeah. Well, I enjoy it.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if you saw, but the one where the guy's carrying toilet paper, that one.
Yeah, this one.
That
right
one was just like, haha, look at this clown. He's like, oh, the time is coming, and running down the street with a lot of toilet paper.
I still don't understand that. I still don't understand why people were buying toilet paper.
Well, I did that 2 years ago before the pandemic.
Oh, really?
It was just like, it's embarrassing to carry like a jumbo pack of toilet paper down the street.
I thought that was a recent one due to pandemic. Yeah.
Yeah, no, then people started
commentary.
hoarding that, and I was just like, okay, this one is coming back into the zeitgeist, I guess. But I need to do this more often because I think it's been almost a year since I drew a comic, and like It's fun, and people really appreciate it. Like, I can like slave over a piece of music for like a couple of months, and people are like, "Oh yeah, that's cool," and like dismiss it immediately. But like, people are really receptive to silly little comics like this. So,
well, music is weird in the way that, like, I mean, like, if you're in your own space and enjoying music, that's like the way to enjoy it. But the thing is, like, especially if you're like, hey, I'm going to check out this piece of music, there's a finite time span, it's like, and I don't know, something like a meme or a comic or whatever, it's just instantaneous, and it's like it just pumps those endorphins super quick, whereas a piece of music, it's like, oh, I got to sit through this for 5 minutes. Even if you enjoy it, you're like, wow, 5 minutes, can't get just like instant satisfaction.
I guess it's like a total like internet sort of, everyone's brain is like attention span of a salamander now. So you just got to be like, here's something cool. It's like, all right, I always struggle
with, like, okay, if we're going to play music, like, we need something in the background, because obviously ScraddleVision is audio and visual.
Yeah. But, and also smell too.
Smell is important.
Sorry, was I not supposed to mention that? You're trying. No, I'm just kidding.
So tell me more about Germany. So why did you move to Germany?
Yeah. So I came here on vacation with my buddy John. Sweet Dubs is his nickname. Like 8 years ago in 2012, and we had our friends. Long story short, our friend's band was touring Europe for the first time, and we were like, hey, let's go to Europe and maybe catch them play a couple shows just to sort of tag along. And I had never been to Europe before. So we ended up going to Sweden, Copenhagen, and Berlin. And it was like the three little bears and Goldilocks. It was like Sweden is like too expensive and sort of sleepy and I don't know, not my thing. And then Copenhagen was nuts. It was, I don't know. I was only there for 2 days, so maybe it was a fluke, but I was like, this place is definitely...
nuts, or were you nuts?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. And then Berlin was just, it was just like, just right, I wanted to buy a bunch of records. Like, I wanted to buy a bunch of like German pressings of like krautrock records from the 70s and stuff. And I just loved it. It's cheap here. Everyone's well, I wouldn't say super nice, but like it definitely felt different. And there's an element of it that's like Philly. Like, it's big, it's sort of dirty, it's cheap, it's really cool. Like, so I was like, hey,
Berlin
that place
specifically? Or you mean all of Germany, or Berlin specifically?
I'm talking about Berlin. Like, I haven't really been outside
Germany?
of Berlin. No, but from what I understand, Berlin is like the special case in Germany. Yeah. So yeah, all of that I just said is talking about Berlin specifically.
How long you plan on staying there?
I don't know, man. No plan.
Hopefully long enough for me to visit. I've never been. I'd love to check it out.
You're always welcome.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I think the government has to make it okay for Americans to come here first, but
there's all that going on still.
Yeah.
And so then, what do you think is like? What's been the biggest thing to get used to being over there?
Oh shit, dude!
I mean, besides the language, but you're like a language master. Incorrect. No,
but there's a lot of things to get used to.
You speak German now, I guess.
I don't speak that much German.
Programming languages.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that are different. Mm-hmm. Like a huge one being the electrical sockets in the wall. That was a huge shock. No, I'm just kidding. I had one of those. A huge shock. No pun intended. As far as the language goes, like Berlin is like an international enough city where you can get by with like just basic shit. Like today I walked into a record store at like 6 p.m. or like 6:30 or something, and they said something to me. They're like, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, uh-huh. And I had no clue what they said. And they're like, we're closed. And it was like, oh, okay. So I know the word for
Get out.
I know the word for not open, but I don't know the word for closed. Because it's not like close the door. It's like a different word. So yeah, there's huge gaps in my German language, but
So did
also
you know
something
any German when you moved there, or you're just like, nah, I'm going to Berlin?
dude, legit, I knew more German in Philadelphia because I was like studying. Like
Okay.
I knew I was going to make this move for like maybe 6 months, so I was like drilling German, and then I was like, well, once I get there, I'll pick it up. And but no one speaks German back to you if you don't speak it well. People are just going to switch directly to English. Like
Really?
so,
Do a lot of people speak English over there?
almost everybody.
Really?
I'm not going to say everybody because there's a large chunk of people who live in Berlin who come from like Turkey or the Middle East or Africa or somewhere where it's less likely for someone to already know English. But yeah, I'd say it's like 80% of the interactions you can have can take place in English.
Wow. Now I really want to come over.
Yeah.
Language is always like that's the number one reason why I won't travel to places. Like, even though my Spanish is really bad, like, I love going to Colombia, but I can understand a lot. So I don't fret about it. I can't speak very well Spanish, but I can understand it. But yeah, when it comes to anywhere else, like I will probably never in my life visit any kind of like Asian country.
Yeah, I there's definitely like things that I haven't done here that I haven't done because I don't have the confidence in the language. Like my bike light, the light on the front of my bicycle was broken, and I know for a fact that the dude at the bike store down the street he won't speak English. Like I've tried, and he'll just blah, 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 back really fast in German. And I was like, I'm not going to take my bike there to get it fixed. And then I let it go for like 6 months. So it is like a nagging sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, I hope to move to Colombia at least for a few years at some point. So I'm always like, okay, I'll learn the language then. And it's not like I mean, it's more like learn to speak the language. Do you?
Yeah.
Do you find the same thing? Like it's easier to understand it than to speak it, as far as German goes, or no?
Yeah, for sure, dude. Because yeah, I can understand way more than I can speak because like the forms of the words change. Like the grammar is pretty insane. So I can understand like the word, but I don't understand like the forms that are being used.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's 3 words for the,
I only
and they
know one
change
German
depending
word,
on
and
like if you're.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I'm just. Yeah, German is annoying. Is my point.
I was gonna say I only know one word, and it's a very specific word. A sneezing shart. It's like when your stomach's really rumbly and you have to run to the bathroom, but you don't have your phone with you, and you really want to play Plants vs. Zombies. So you go for your phone, and then you're running for the bathroom, but then your belly kind of makes a fart, and then it kind of just spreads out brown juice. Sneezing shart.
Yeah, that's
the only word I know.
It's one of those
Also
words where you can get a
superbusen. Do you know what superbusen is?
No, I don't. Oh,
Superbusen.
okay.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's all I know. German.
It's a tough one. I got a cool word for you if you want to learn one.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a hint. The word Tier means animal, right?
Tier.
So, Tier, animal. So what do you think Stinktier means?
What's that called? A skunk.
Ding dong. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, that's one of my favorite words. Stinktier. It's like, oh, there's a stink animal.
In Spanish, that would mean stinky ant. A-U-N-T. You know, Tia.
Oh yeah, Tia and Tio is aunt and uncle. Yeah.
Yeah. I heard you scrabbling over there. What do you got
man.
going on? Let's hear some sounds.
Yeah, so in front of me, if it's jam time, I got
jam time. What else are we gonna do? I already screwed up the whole show 20 times. So
it's fine. We'll just have an encore prez, dude.
Yeah.
Encore presentation.
Well, as I told you, I'd really love to try Jam Kazam sometime with you. I've never tried it, but I don't know. Supposedly allows you to actually jam with analog instruments over the internet.
That sounds fun.
Yet, but yeah, you need a really good computer.
So I got like Windows 95, bro. Yeah, so what I have in front of me is one of these Korg Volca kicks, which is the little analog guys, and then that's going through a Vermona filter Lancet, which also has a distortion like a drive unit on it.
Okay.
And you can get the LFO to self oscillate, and I have that on sample and hold, and then I got a line 6, the loop thing, doing a crazy sweep like overdriving sweep filter thing. So hopefully we can get some cool noises out of this.
I'm gonna play theremin terribly because that's the only way I know how. Wow.
ScraddleVision jam complete.
ScraddleVision. It's been a while since we've had a jam on here. I mean, the reason why we don't jam that much is because of obviously the latency, But so you never know how it's going to sound. But that's why I play something like the theremin that's all like weird and whatever. And someone's got to keep the beat and someone's got to just freak out a little.
Got to just go like Morton Subotnick, like no semblance of structure, just all a bunch of weird bleeps and noises and stuff.
I know. Like it's really like almost impossible to do this over the internet. But like I said, that Jam Kazam program is supposed to do it. I don't know how it does, but
well, I don't know. And then I'm going to invest in that company if what I hear is true.
And you remember Tom Scott, right?
Yeah, the famous saxophone player. Now, yeah, the dude from Wonder Bars, of course, Tom Scott, and he did the party called Brotherly, which I DJ'd 2015. Yes,
I think he has like a server that allows you to do the same thing, but with MIDI. Like I think he runs his own server, and like he can jam with people with MIDI through like over the internet or something.
I'm into that.
Hopefully, Tom will come on here sometime. It'd be good to have him on the show.
If you can play like video games, like first-person shooters. And like that, if a bullet is like really instantaneous,
Mm-hmm.
you'd think, I mean, but I guess that's such a small amount of data. It's like JSON or whatever. I'm getting nerdy, but yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing with like analog. That's the, if you can figure that out. But I still don't understand how it would work. It's like with the latency, it's like it somehow delays the broadcast of what you're playing with what you're hearing. I don't even know. All right.
Yeah, there's like a bounce back time.
I guess I'll just look more into it and we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Sean. I think that's all I got in me here. I mean,
All right.
I could play some more stuff, or we can just call it a night.
Up to you, dude. I'm down. I do got to tell you, I got to go to maybe in 10 minutes, I'm going to have to go to the bathroom, but I'm good till then, man. So, I do believe I gave you one of my like sort of ambient style tracks. If we have time for that.
I love that.
Maybe
Should I just maybe put that on and have some Chris Bell videos going in the back? I don't have his art or anything, but I think I don't know. Should we just end on that note?
Yeah, man. If I can intro it and
yeah, go ahead
for a sec. So this is a cool one. Before I did, I don't know, mostly electronic music. I was like a real rocker, I wanted to do like a Sonic Youth, Dinosaur Jr., My Bloody Valentine sort of band, but that never really like, I don't know, shook out or whatever. So, but I came across these recordings that I did in 2009 onto like a 4-track tape recorder, like drones through my Line 6, just like directly into a tape recorder. And I found these recordings at the beginning of quarantine, like this year. So this track is one of them that I sort of revived, like old tape recording into an ambient track, like sort of like William Basinski style or like something like that. But yeah, I'm not sure if I would ever release this, like because it's definitely different from my dance
think you
music
should,
stuff.
But I'm a big fan of ambient music. I have heard the track before, and this would be something I would like put on while I'm working.
Hell yeah, man.
Like I don't know. I listen to a lot of ambient stuff, so
I usually put on like Shakira and like J-Lo and Carly Rae Jepsen. That's what gets me through the workday. But to each his own.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, thank you so much.
Now, are you still programming?
Well, I didn't say this earlier, but the reason I'm in Germany is that prostitution is legal here, and that gives me a lot of opportunities to make cash.
You must be making so much money.
Yeah, dude. Like I'm talking like $300 a week, dog. No, I'm doing software engineering. It's the software that helps the missiles sort of land directly on the preschool. That's no. I'm writing a web application for to help people find jobs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, after all that, you might need help finding a job.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Thank you for
I'll
joining
just to
me
go to a
today.
different brothel. Dude, thank you so much for having me, dude.
And thanks for all the work you put into this and sending stuff over. And I'm sorry I botched it up in the beginning, but hey, not every show is
sweat,
perfect.
my pet.
And
Kein Schweiß, mein Haustier.
And like I said, I'd like to do maybe a little follow up ScraddleVision project with you. Like if we can get Jam Kazam going, we'll figure it out.
I'm in, dude. Make your people talk to my people, and we'll make it happen, dude.
Oh, you don't want to hear from Steve, believe me.
Steve?
You've never met Steve.
Not yet, no.
No, I don't think you have, but anyway, yeah, I guess we're going to end this with Tape Elegy by SQUIDBRAIN, and I'm just going to fade us out. So let me put this on. Hold on a second here. And Sean.
Thank you so much, Jay. I had such a good time.
I miss hanging out with you, brother. I've had so many good times.
The first of many.
I'll see you later, brother.